September means two things, my birthday and the return of pumpkin spice. So we're gonna put the two together to make a pumpkin spice cheesecake that's dairy-free. I'm excited. The first thing we're gonna need to make is our pumpkin spice mixture. Now if this is the first time you're hearing pumpkin and spice in the same sentence, what rock have you lived under? But seriously, here in North America, pumpkin spice is the poster child for fall flavor. Everything is pumpkin spice. The flavor commonly includes warm spices such as cinnamon, ginger, and clove. These are not in the right order. And less commonly, pumpkin. I know. So to make your own, this is what you need to do.
Mix 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, a half teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a half teaspoon of ground ginger, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves.
And that's it. That's all you need to make your own pumpkin spice. Easy, right? Once that's all mixed, place it to the side for later use. Now when it comes to our crust, I knew I wanted to have all the same spices as our filling, but we made it something easy that I didn't have to make, something like a cookie. Which is why I'm really excited that I found these dairy-free and almond-free Snickerdoodles in a store. It's really cool, I can actually eat them. So I'm going to be placing all of these cookies into my food processor and then using 1.5 cups of my newly formed cookie crumbs for my crust. The rest I'll just save for decoration.
To make my crust, I'm pouring my cookie crumbs into a bowl and adding a half cup of white granulated sugar. Then to that, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using canola, but feel free to use whatever you have. Give that a good mix, and when it starts to look a bit like wet sand, pour that into the bottom of a springform pan and press down. Once all those Snickerdoodle crumbs are compacted, you have a nice sturdy crust.
Every recipe needs a great foundation. Now place this in your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. And while that's cooking, we're gonna get started on our filling. Don't mind me, just carrying a heavy piece of machinery. You are lucky you're pink. Now there's only one thing better than cheesecake filling, and that is 2 cheesecake filling. That's why today we're not just making one pumpkin spice flavored one, we're also making a pumpkin spice blaze. A bit of BLT lore, but before I had allergies, I used to go around to all the bakeries looking for the perfect birthday dessert. Just wait for something to stick out to me. When you have 14 food allergies, that really doesn't work. That's why for all of September, we are making desserts. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you don't miss a moment of the action.
In the bowl of your stand mixer, combine 32 ounces of dairy-free cream cheese, 1 cup of granulated sugar, a half cup of dairy-free yogurt, and 1 tablespoon of something acidic. Commonly, this would be lemon juice, but if you're allergic like me, then you can use pineapple juice or a 1/4 teaspoon of ascorbic acid dissolved into a tablespoon of water. Once that's added to the mixture, follow it up with 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, and a teaspoon of salt. Mix that until it all comes together into one tasty cream.
If you think I forgot my eggs, I didn't. But if I were to add them with all my other ingredients, they would have gotten overbeaten. An overbeaten egg equals a cracked cheesecake. Not really the vibe I'm going for. So instead, I'm gonna be folding my eggs in one at a time by hand. By now, your crust should be finished baking, which is perfect because we're gonna be transferring half of this filling into that crust. Make sure to smooth out your layer. That way, when we cut it, there's a nice straight line between our pumpkin cheesecake and this one. Now we're gonna be taking our cheesecake and transforming it into a pumpkin flavored one. It's a lot easier than it sounds. Let me show you.
To make this a pumpkin cheesecake filling, you need pumpkin puree, obviously. You'll also need a half teaspoon of pumpkin spice and a teaspoon of salt. Lots of salt in this recipe. Mix that until it's the same color as your favorite sweater. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. Carefully add it to your cheesecake so to not disturb the layer underneath. We want a clear distinction, no swirly business. And since nobody wants a slice of cheesecake that's just air, give it a good tap on the counter to release any air bubbles. Cover and bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 163 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. You're looking for an internal temperature of 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you have that, you're good to go.
This next part is super important and super annoying. We're gonna let our cheesecake chill in the fridge overnight so that it can set before cutting. So I will see you in the morning. It's the next morning, but I have to let you know that this took a lot longer than expected. My oven just refused to stay at 325. Sometimes it was as low as 290. I've made this same recipe before and it worked well that time, so it only took an hour to bake, but this time it took as long as an hour and a half. I wish you better luck, but it's the moment of truth and it's time to depan this. Okay, she's a bit ugly, but I can fix her. I'm gonna pop her back in the fridge and we're gonna make something to cover this. She won't be seen.
I blame my oven for this, but I'm mixing chilled coconut cream, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and cornstarch together to make a coconut whipped cream. Then sticking that in the fridge until it's thick and scoopable. While I wait, may as well press on some of my extra cookie crumbs onto the side of this cheesecake. Pretty. Now that my whipped cream is chilled, scoop that onto the top in some sort of creamy dome. Then sprinkle it with pumpkin spice until it looks just right. Unfortunately, all the work we've done to preserve our layers won't be noticed because the moment we pick up a piece, all the whipped cream comes rushing in. Makes for a cool shot though.
Okay, so we shouldn't judge it on how it looks because we already did that. Let's judge it on how it tastes. This is really good. It is such a warm and welcoming flavor. Definitely reminds me of fall. And hey, let me know if you're the same, but my fall starts the moment I see pumpkin spice. So happy fall. If you want more dairy-free desserts, check out this playlist where I have put all my dairy-free desserts and I'll be adding more all September. From my kitchen to yours, eat happy.